All right, we finished our training walk where we used, well, you've learned 3 of the 5 tools. We'll learn the other 2 later. Now we walked in the home. I just grabbed the leash, walked him over to his bed, placed him on the bed. I took the transitional leash off the nose, so it's now just around his neck like a slip lead. So you can see it's just attached. And I'll show you how I put these off and on. We have a raised cot. If you don't have a raised cot, hopefully you've already ordered one. If you haven't ordered one, please order one now because you'll need it set up and ready to go at your house when Clyde comes home. When we are in the home, Clyde is either on leash with me, like I'm walking on a loose leash, he is on this bed, or he's in reflection space. Reflection space for our house is in a crate in our laundry room. Reflection, and we'll go over that more in depth, but it can be somewhere where there's no distractions like Bonnie in the beginning. Oh, look, he whipped his head around for that one. No windows where he can bark at people, a bathroom, a pantry, a closet, just something like, it could be a crate with a blanket on top of it or whatever. Reflection is just a spot for them to think about all that they've learned and have a nice, calm, relaxing place to be after they have done their training. But again, we'll go over that a little bit more. I'll show you my reflection space. So we had the way training works is free play, training walk, bed, reflect. Repeated, free play, training walk, bed, reflect, free play, training walk, bed, reflect. They'll do it 3 times or 4 times every day at our house. When they go home, I need you to do it 3 times at your house. They can be smaller segments once they go home because you're obviously not dedicating your entire day to training, so they can be smaller amounts of time. And we'll go over the time and how that works. So we had our free play. He played at the facility with friends. Then he did his training walk, which you saw the video. Now we're onto the bed. So again, I walked in, I placed him on his bed, I took that transition leash off the nose, and then I just gave him a good rub down. Told him how good he was. This is my time to pet on a dog if I so choose. Often people ask me, well, when do I get to love on them and tell them how good they are because you're not letting me talk anymore while training? This is your moment. We took the leash off, we loved all over him. Then we just did C shapes. So I started on this side of the bed, so I'm just sitting here, and I just walked around from one side to the other side. And then I slowly got farther and farther away, walking around my love sacks. Ignore my living room. It's got the love sacks right in the middle of it, my favorite, but all over. And now I've made my C shape. So again, I just went around and around and around, just helping define that space for Clyde. When Clyde is on his bed, he must be in a calm position. A calm position, again, is a sit or down. I do not use those words. I help him figure it out through distance pressure, contact pressure if needed. So now that he's on his bed and he's rocking it, he only got off a couple times, I go about my day. If you see, my kitchen exploded from breakfast this morning, so I'm going to clean my kitchen. I'll bring my laundry in and I'll fold it. I will stay where I can see him, but it doesn't mean that I'm standing right here watching him. The way this training is successful is you have to integrate it into your lifestyle. Your whole lifestyle has to change to work together, right? So instead of doing laundry in my laundry room, I'm going to do it out here on the couch and watch him. Instead of doing my office, instead of having him somewhere else, I'm going to take the bed to my office and do my office work with his bed in my office, right? So I just couple everything together. Or I plan accordingly and I make sure that his free play aligns with when I go shopping. So then I can leave him outside having free play while I run to the grocery store or whatever. So we'll talk more about the scheduling side of things. But just already start thinking about how am I going to work this into my daily life? Where do I want to set my bed up so that I can keep eyes on him? When I don't have eyes on him and he's been on the bed, he's going to go to reflection. So that's where he'd go next. And it goes in that order: free play, training walk, bed, reflect. When he gets off, we'll do this thing called distance pressure. And it's where I walk over with my mom glare and I apply pressure with my presence, not touching him in any way. And I make a noise until he gets on his bed in that calm, cool state of mind. If I need to help bump him with my knees or legs, or even grab that leash, those are called contact pressure. That's when you're actually touching the dog. That's why it's called contact pressure. So I might utilize that if needed, if he's far enough off. The leash is tied on there just in case he decides to get up and run. I can grab that leash and abruptly walk him back to his bed without having to make too much contact. For dogs, often any kind of contact is positive contact for them, so they're like, oh, they're touching on me, must be doing good, right? Even though you're clearly getting onto them. So you're just gonna keep, right now I'm just opening and closing the doors, seeing if I can get him to be naughty so that I can show you what distance pressure looks like. But he is doing a great job being calm, cool, and collected over there. Just hanging out. Maybe if I knock on the door. All right, well, someone's a rock star, but I'm sure he's gonna get off at some point. Maybe it's when the kids get home and they start screaming and yelling and running around the house. So I will be sure to get more videos of how to use that distance pressure because you're definitely gonna need it. All else fails, we'll bring in my 2 dogs and let them run around the house, and I know that will get him going.